Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. For those that haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&As before, it's where you lot in the comments run the show. The audience run this show. So get your sporting questions in, people. It's any sport, past or present, people. So it can be football, it can be basketball, it can be boxing, it can be NFL, it can be F1, UFC, whatever you want to ask about, get your questions in, please. And if you are a member of the channel, your questions, your comments take priority like a super chat. So link for the membership is in the pinned comments. And so, like I said, in particular, this show is for members. I will star your question and I will get to it if you are a member of the channel. And of course, if you super chat as well, I will get to your question also. But non-super chats and non-member questions, if it's a good one, I'll star it and get to it as always as well. So please get your questions in. You can see from the title, a lot going on in sport. That's why there's two sports being mentioned in the title. Real Madrid and Manchester City draw in the Champions League first leg. That was 1-1 on Tuesday night. And tonight, LA Lakers look to eliminate the Warriors. And there will be a watch along for that on the Twitch at 3 a.m. people. So just under now, 2 hours from now. But big up to everyone who's watching, whether you're watching live right now or watching this back after the live. Let's bump up them likes first and foremost. Let's bump up them likes, people. Share this across all of the socials as well, across all at anywhere at Sarcasm City TV on socials. Please retweet and like on Twitter, share from the Instagram, and on top of that, subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. It is rolled to 7K, people, and we're currently at 6,417. So we're looking for 3 more subscribers. I know there's at least 3 of you lot who haven't subscribed. So get us up to 6,420. I'll see you lot in the chat as well. Big up United for Life, who says big up. United for Life also says let's go Lakers. I'm sure there'll be discussion on that. Warrior J says big up Flawless in the panel. Up the likes. Ed says big up family as well. Large up every single time. Oh yeah, I'm sure there might be questions on this as well. We did a watch along for the other semi-final in the Champions League. AC Milan 2-0 winners against Inter Milan, and Inter Milan should be flattered that it was only 2-0. That tie should be out of sight. Inter Milan missed 2 free clear-cut chances. That should have been bare minimum 4-5-0. Should have been bare minimum 4-5-0. So the fact that AC Milan is still in the tie, Inter Milan may be disappointed about. Obviously, they'll be over the moon winning the first leg 2-0. Big up to Abdi as well, who says, yo, big up. Ed said Milan was meaty. Milan are a meaty side. Milan are not a good team. They're not. I said this all season. And you take Rafael Leao out of the side, and he was injured tonight. Well, last night, technically now, and you see the difference. Same with Inter Milan. I don't think they're a great side either. They were just on that side of the draw. If they were playing Manchester City, Real Madrid, they run through them. You put them on, they run Chelsea, Real Madrid, Manchester City, run through them. 110%. Bayern Munich beat either of those two sides. Bayern Munich were in Inter Milan's group this year, and they beat them twice. Easily. You know what I'm saying? Run through them. Without doubt. Warrior J, I'll get to it. Abdi says Milan missed Leao. Yeah, they did. They did miss Leao. 110%. They did. Get your questions in. Warrior J says, Flawless, sorry if you answered. Who did you want to see in the Premier League again? Luton, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Coventry. Definitely not Luton. I'm not trying to see Luton in the Premier League. Middlesbrough, no, because they always give us a tough game. I never forget they always give us a tough game. Coventry, because we just something different. I haven't seen Coventry in the Premier League since like the 90s. I remember Coventry being in the Premier League. So it'd be nice to see Coventry, just something different. Midlands team, why not? Bring Coventry back into the Premier League. Sunderland, we've seen. Middlesbrough always gives us a tough game. And Luton, that stadium is just, yeah. Entrance is a back garden. That shouldn't be happening in the Premier League. It just should not be. I rated them defensively, not so much up top. All they have is Leao. Without him, they might as well have played 10 defenders. I even rate them I just don't rate them. I just think they're an okay side, and that's it. Every time I've watched them, I'm like, yeah, you're a decent side. Like, that's as far as it goes. Same with Inter Milan. You're a decent side. That's as far as it goes. Robbie Keane, Coventry days, Flawless knows. I remember more so, they had, was it Hadji? They had Hadji. Darren Huckabee, I think, played for them as well. They're 2 players I remember. I know, was Hadji Coventry? Why am I thinking? Let me actually Google it. I'm thinking Coventry for Hadji. That's why, I could be wrong. Let me double check that. swear, because if I remember, he was a baller. Who did he play for? Let me see. Coventry City. Let's see this. Yeah, Mustafa Haji. I was right. Yeah, he was a baller, Moroccan. Yeah. This guy was a baller. That's why I remembered the name. I was like, I remember Premier League in like the 90s, early 2000s. Mustafa Haji, yeah. This guy was just looking here now. Who did he? Yeah, he played for Morocco, obviously because he's Moroccan, and he played for Coventry as well. Club career. Yeah, he played for Coventry from 99 to 2001. Then he went to Aston Villa to 2001 to 2004. I remember him. Yeah, I do. Big up Bailey Oaks. I see you. I'm saying, looking for shout outs. Big up every single time. He said, yo, shout me out on stream. Say Mr. Oaks live and that. Big up, man, every single time. Abdi says, I still think Milan are in the tie. 1 goal could change the tie. If Leao's back, they got a chance. No Leao, they don't have a prayer. But it's not like they're at home. Even though they were at home technically today, it's not like they're going back to the San Siro. They're both very comfortable playing there. So I don't think it really makes a difference. Only benefit for that is there's no away goals, because away goals would have killed it dead. And I think I heard the commentator say that it's been 7 years since AC Milan have beat Inter Milan by more than a 1-goal margin or something crazy like that. Without this all on Rafael Leao. Does anybody know what his injury is? Because I'm unsure. And we're only at 15 likes as well. Like check 1212. Let's bump up the likes. We are currently only at 15. There's over 30 of you lot in the building. Let's get that up to 20 likes. Let's get up to 20 likes, people. And let's continue to share this across the socials and continue to subscribe as well, man. Hit that subscribe button, people. Yes, Victor, what are you saying, family? You good? Yeah, I did, man. Yeah. Yes, fam. What are you saying? You good?
Yeah, well, I'm good, man. Yeah. I was watching Fast 6.
Oh, you watching Fast? So for those that don't know, when we was on the Milan Derby watch along, we started in the second half. We were talking about Fast and Furious because obviously number 10 is coming out in just over a week from now. Obviously that's in the UK, so we were discussing that. I can't wait for it. Give me all that unrealistic nonsense. I'm with it. I'm fully with it. But yeah, you lot questions before. I'm saying get your questions in quieter than usual from you lot in the chat. But I'll ask Victor this. Who do you want to see back in the Premier League out of the playoff team? So you got Luton, Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Coventry.
I think I answered this before. I said Coventry for just something different.
First. Yeah, because he did say actually in there, sorry if he didn't answer, because we might have answered, but I can't remember. This is a good one. Flawless and Victor, who was your man of the match yesterday's game? I was saying this because Mertaza was asking me and he was talking about players playing well, players playing poorly. I thought it was good. It was 2 good team performances, but from an individual standpoint, nobody stood out to me. It would have to be one of the defenders. So it would have to be a Rudiger, a Diaz, maybe a Stones, someone like that. Like maybe one of the centre backs. Because defensively, I think both teams were on job. And that's why you've seen both Benzema and Haaland pretty much get shut down. I don't think in particular either of them two were poor. Sometimes you just got to give credit and give flowers to the defensive units. And that's what it was. Same way if Benz had a crazy game and scored a hat-trick, we'd give him more credit. Right, and the same way if Haaland did the same thing. So sometimes you just have to give credit to what's it called? Give credit to defensive units. And I wouldn't give it to Camavinga. He's at fault for the goal. People forgetting that. That was a poor pass. Why has he played? That's a hospital ball. That's then a lot has happened since then, but I don't know why he's played a pass like that into midfield. Don't do that. What are you saying, Victor? Who's your man of the match yesterday?
I think I know he messed up. Yeah, I think it would be Camavinga or Vinicius Junior, or Rodri. To be fair, like I know De Bruyne won it, but De Bruyne wasn't City's best midfielder. Rodri was definitely City's best midfielder yesterday. The De Bruyne PR is crazy, but I think I would just give it out Camavinga personally, in my opinion.
All right, calm. First.
But it was a really close game. Like it's hard to tell.
Yeah, like he was close. Like I thought De Bruyne was good. Like he was bright. That's what I say about De Bruyne. I thought he was bright. And offensively, he looked like if anything was going to happen, it was going to be from him. And obviously, it's a great strike as well. But yeah, to me, probably maybe Rudiger, Diaz. I'm looking at those two. But that's it. Thoughts on the Kovacic rumors to United? I take him in a heartbeat. The technical level in this United team is on the floor. No, and it's not because I don't rate Kovacic, it's more the injuries. That's what I'm concerned about. It's definitely more of the injuries that I'm concerned about. I'm like, I'm not trying to see Kovacic at Manchester United. I've watched him at Chelsea like struggle consistently to stay fit. I've heard Victor and the other Chelsea fans on the platform talk about that. So I'm not with it. Ed said one bad pass doesn't ruin the over 89 minutes, in my opinion, similar to Shaw the overnight versus Brighton. It kind of does, though, Ed. You can't make one mistake that costs your team a goal, because if that's a goalkeeper, we're not allowing that. If a goalkeeper has an excellent game and makes world-class saves, and then he lets one in that he shouldn't, we're talking about it. Like mistakes, you can't make mistakes at that level. That's a poor decision that cost his team a goal. Same way with Rodri. When Rodri was short with the pass, and obviously Vinicius Jr. has gone to cross it in, and it's been cut out. I think Stones cut it out, or Diaz. But yeah, man, like one bad pass, it has to ruin it. To me, it has to ruin it. Same way with Shaw. He had a good performance, but that ruined it. That takes away from your performance. Anyone else think Real are getting Jude because they're going to convert Camavinga into a left back permanently? No. I think Kroos and Modric will last probably a season max, and then that leaves Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Jude, Valverde. So that leaves 4 midfielders for 3 spots. So no, they're just planning in advance. So they're not waiting for Modric to retire and Kroos to retire to then go get replacements. Let's get their replacements while they're still here. And then they can learn from them. Learn from Modric. Learn from Kroos. All right, that's what I'd say to it. Question to the panel: from a fan point of view, which away games do you hate in the Premier League? We'll go to you on that, Victor. Are there any games away from home you hate?
Leeds.
Any in particular? Why Leeds?
Self-explanatory, really. Shit play, show, shit fans. Liverpool's up there as well. Liverpool, Leeds are my top 2 worst ones, and I've got friends in Liverpool as well, so it was terrible.
Yeah.
It's actually a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I can't say any of Manchester's actually like any of the Manchester clubs, like, because I lived there. I wouldn't say it's like a bad experience. Yeah, I'd say Leeds and Liverpool. You probably need someone like Timo or Lewis to tell you.
Yeah, they're probably better at that in terms of grounds. Yeah. In terms of me, yeah, like non-warrior Jay. In terms from a fan point of view, there's away games I look at and go, I hate. But like I said, I'm not a regular match goer. So you'd have to talk, like you said, to a Lewis or a Timo or somebody else who goes to matches a lot. That's what I would say. Away says, yes, Flawless, hope you're good. On this question, do you think Bruno has improved since last season? Think we've seen elements of his game Ten Hag's improved? Absolutely. Bruno has improved from last season. I think pretty much the vast majority of the squad have improved from last season because we're playing under a better manager and a better system. So we're seeing improvements from everybody. Some significant, some normal level, some minor. But yes, I do agree that we're seeing elements of his game that have improved. Apparently, Real will push for Mbappe this summer. Go for it. I want to see that. Mbappe at Real Madrid. I'm a football fan. Obviously, I'm a Manchester United fan first, but I'm a football fan. So if Mbappe wants to go Real Madrid with Mbappe on one side and Vinicius Jr. the other, I'm with it. I'm fully with it.
You see, the problem I have with that is, I don't know where he plays, because at striker he stinks, and at right wing as well, he's even worse. The only best position is left wing.
He's from the left, yeah.
So I don't know how it works.
Unless they play him in the 10. They go to a back 3 and play him as a part of actually now, because then you got Vinicius. Yeah, they might play him off the striker.
Yeah.
And just play like a Tchouaméni and a Camavinga in a 2. It might be that.
Yeah, maybe.
Depends. I'm not sure. Like I say, that's one of them. What you're saying, Victor, makes perfect sense. But it's just it's Mbappe. Figure that out. How they gonna figure it out, I don't know, but figure that out. Yeah. To Paul, who says Real Madrid just have an embarrassment of riches, playing a young top midfielder at left back, wanted him when at Rennes even. Yeah, hey, props to Real Madrid, man. They're doing the business. They are operating and moving like an elite football club. Going to get Camavingas and Tchouaménis, and now they're being linked to Jude Bellingham, obviously being linked to Mbappe like that, like we was just discussing. props to him. I wish my club was moving like that. Go and get elite talent. Don't have to be the biggest names, but just go and get elite talents or elite prospects or top prospects. That's why Real Madrid is so successful. This is why they're consistently, as of late, been in the last stages of the Champions League. This is why I think they've won the Champions League 5 times in the last 8 years or something like that.
Yeah,
Props to Real, man. Props to Real. Do the business, man. Like, moving and operating like a top-level football club. I respect it. 110%.
You know what's funny? My club is trying to move like that, but just did a lot worse.
You not tried it. Just got it bad. Just got it wrong. That's all. Just got it wrong. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the summer. If they do go and get Jude and Mbappe, I'll definitely be watching more Real Madrid matches. That is for sure. And hoping my team don't face him in the Champions League. I'm not trying to see Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. and all. Like, nah, that's all long. But yeah, they might play, I don't know, maybe Mbappe in the top, Benz in the 10. I don't know. They might go straight 4-4-2. That's on Ancelotti or whoever their manager is to figure out. If you've got Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Benzema, you can wear that out. Like I said, probably just give Mbappe a free role and then play Vinicius from the left, Benzema from the right, and then I don't know. I mean, Vinicius from the left, Mbappe in the 10, Benzema central, and then from the right, whoever. If that's a Valverde, and then Valverde can tuck in. Maybe it's that. OG Turbo Jesus is flawless. What you saying for Neymar to United? It wouldn't be ideal. It would definitely wouldn't be ideal, but I'm not as opposed to it as many others. I'm not as opposed to it. To me, it's all about price point. 100 million, no for 100 million, no. But if Neymar is available for 40 to 50 million, you go and get him and bring him to your club. Because he's the type of player, if you get the best out of him, can be the difference maker in you winning the trophy or not winning the trophy. He can be the difference in you winning the Champions League or not winning it, or winning the Premier League or not winning it. So why would I not want that in my football club? Yes, I hear all the reservations. I hear all of the cons, which I understand. There's probably more cons than pros to it. People talk about his injury record, his mentality, him not doing the best at PSG. I hear all of those things. But I'm looking at it from a positive standpoint in regards to if you get it right with a player or the caliber of Neymar at your football club, he can be a difference maker. So at the right price, would I sign him? Yes. Plus, I think he's got a major point to prove as well. Because he's been criticized. He's been criticized heavily. And rightfully so, but he's been criticized heavily and it's not worked out at PSG. So would I take him? Yes, it is unpopular opinion. But I would. I'm a risk taker though. That's what it is.
See, a lot of people I won't take him.
Go on, fam. Go on. Why would you not take him?
Because I feel like my team isn't like Neymar's that player that comes in, the team's ready to go, like that final piece. I don't think my team should waste the money on the player who then comes in and plays with bombs and then gets criticized for not playing well when he's playing with bombs. Like I need, like when he comes in, he's coming to a complete team that's ready for him. That makes sense. Because at the end of the day, like he's old, he's injury prone, and I feel like the physicality of the Premier League will get to him a little bit. But I thought the same for João Felix, and he came fine. But the thing with Neymar is, at some point during the season as well, as I see for PSG, he just turns off. Like he just turns off, and he just stops doing what he normally does, and then obviously he like goes on parties and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, elite player, like one of the best of our generation. But the Neymar right now, at this current moment, in 2023, I'm not taking him.
All right, first. What you saying, Taz? Are you good?
Yes, bro. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, man. Oh, good. You already know. You lot continue to get the questions in as well. We're over 40 of you lot now in the building. Only at 20 likes, though. Like check 1212. Let's bump this up to 30 likes, people. Bump this up to 30 likes. We're still only looking for 3 more subscribers, people. 3 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button. Get us to 6,420. There's over 40 of you lot in the building. And I know there's at least 3 people who have not hit the subscribe button. So make sure you do that. LFC for the double says Neymar would be like a Pogba situation, quality player that will get injured and heavily criticized by English media for anything. Which LFC for the double, I hear that. I do hear that. However, on the flip side, that's if it goes wrong. If it goes right, you have a hell of a player on your hands. That's how I'm looking at it. That's why I would. We are chasing, Manchester United are trying to get back to the top. Like I've stated before many times, I'm a risk taker. So I would run the risk for the right price. And if you wanted to be here, why not?
What we talking
Why
about? Neymar to
Oh
United,
yeah,
apparently.
Neymar to United because someone asked me about it. Yeah. What you say?
Bro, what is there to say, bro? Of course. Why wouldn't you want one of the best players in the world?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. And to Jacob, you said, isn't he 31 this year? Yeah.
Yeah, who cares, bro?
Yeah, I'm not fussed if he's 31.
It's
yeah.
Neymar Jr., bro. People like talk about this guy like he's Mason Mount, bro. It's not the same player.
I hear all the people, don't get me mistaken. I hear all the reservations and all the reasons why you wouldn't want him at your football club. I get it. But Manchester United, I'm looking at it and go, I'm thinking
Beggars can't
best
be
case scenario.
choosers.
Ain't even a beggars thing. You're just
Bro.
thinking best case scenario. Best case scenario at the right price. If he's 50 M's, yes, you go and get him. If he's 150, no.
Bro, he plays like 60% of the games, right? Worst case scenario, he plays 60. Bro, when he plays, he scores and assists at a crazy rate. Like his GA, like goals to game, assist to game ratio is insane. And he's one of the best players in the world. Like, doesn't matter. Let's say even say he plays 70% of our games. Let's say we hypothetically in some world get him. He plays 70% of our games. Bro, for that 70%, you have one of the best players in the world at that position. There's maybe one or two players better than him, if that.
And why are we guaranteeing that he will? And you're not wrong because he's only played like his appearance record at PSG hasn't been good. But I said best case scenario. Why can he not come here and play 30 Premier League matches? Why can he not play 40 to 50 games a season? Like that's not impossible. It's not out of the realms of possibility. Is it likely? No, because of his recent record. However, I would run the risk and go, all right, let's see if we can get the best out of him. It's in particular in the Champions League, I'm looking at just in Europe in general. Like I would. Yes, Ryan, what are you saying? You good?
Yeah, good, man. Good.
Yeah, calm. Adnan says, thoughts on the sale process. To be honest, I won't be surprised if the Qataris pull out because the Glazers are taking a piss. Thoughts on the sale process has been my thoughts from the start. I don't know what's going on.
I don't think
I can't really comment. Go on.
I don't think they'll pull out now because it's gotten this far. They'll just wait until the Glazers pick their preferred bidder, whoever that is, Qatar or Radcliffe, innit? I don't think any of them up their bids anymore, to be honest. I don't think they'll increase their bids. That's what, because I feel like they would have done that already. They would have upped their bids already instead of doing it right now. So, I don't know. I think it's 50-50 who you get. I think it could literally be any of them. Like, I don't even know, innit? I think they'll sell to them, but I don't know who it's good. I think it's 50-50.
We could also even get like a random, because they also said that there's also like random people that are also involved.
Minority things.
No, not even minority. Majority people that are involved, but they're just not named.
No,
like
I
they're
thought
in the bidding
it's only
process.
Radcliffe and Qatar that are the majority, and then you got the likes of Elliot and Carlisle.
But that's the only ones that we know. There's even a bunch of them that are unknown minority and majority bidders apparently as well. So we'll have to see. Yeah,
that's fair. But I doubt any of them will be. Qatar's obviously going to be the better one for you, man. Obviously, out of all of them. I mean, the other ones ain't even been named, but like,
bro, any bid that's keeping the Glazers at United is the worst bid. Like, let's be real. Like, it's even worse than minority, because minority investment is like, yeah, it'll work for a couple of years, but after that, then what? Because the Glazers just need money, because the only reason they're selling right now is because they ran out of money.
Yeah, but I think
that's why.
His proposal, because I think Radcliffe's someone he's put like different proposals in like one. Do you get what I mean? So like, one of his proposals obviously he buys out 4 of the Glazers and then lets Avram and Joel, I think, who want to stay, keep their shares, but then buy them out in like 3 years. That's what I read, I think.
Yeah, but then, for those 3 years, he won't even have full control. Do you guys know how the Glazers? These guys are crooks. So even you know what the funny thing is?
Are you talking about
even if
guys?
The shares? So Fawaz, I don't know if you know this, right? So the way the shares work is the fact that even though Jim Ratcliffe would have 50%, which would be the majority of the shares, he wouldn't still have more control, because the shares that the Glazers have, the 20%, have more voting rights and are more powerful than those of Radcliffe. So, like, it's a terrible situation to go in. Like,
Fucking clever though, that, you know.
yeah, 100% from
Fucking
business move,
clever.
it's clever, but it's horrible for us as a club.
I know it's
Yeah,
horrible for you, but that
that's-
is fucking clever as businessmen.
Fucking-
Like, because I think the rule is, only Class B shares can go to any other members of the Glazer family. Otherwise, if their shares go to anyone outside the family, they have to be converted into Class A shares. Like, it's fucking clever, that.
So yeah, to answer your question, like my thoughts on the sale process has been the same since the start. Like, I don't know what's going on. I have my preference. Of course, I prefer it to be Sheikh Jazim. Other than that, I pay no attention to new news. Once the Glazers accept or reject whichever bids, then I'll discuss it further. But other than that, I don't really have an opinion.
Everyone
on it,
knows
apart
what's
from
going
that. Yeah, all I have is that they're crooks. That's legit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been saying that before this. That's all I can say. I think Ten Hag picked Weghorst for Martial in the West Ham as a punishment for something that Martial did. No United for life. He just picked the best team he thought possible to win the game. That's what it was. I wouldn't go that far. I don't think Martial did anything, and it's like, all right, drop. We've seen Martial not play before. This ain't the first time that he's been on the bench. He's actually been. This is the longest period of the season where he's actually been available to play, but he's been performing poorly. I can't tell you the last good game he had. I legit can't remember.
Man City.
I'm sure he might have had one good game like during his return, but I mean recently, more recent than January. But he's definitely not put two back to back.
Let me check on Transfer Market the games he's played, then we can see.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I'll read them off to you to see if you can remember.
Yeah, I'll try.
So, the last game he played, so he's been since the Man City game in January 14th, he's been out. Mm-hmm. Then he came back. Newcastle away, we lost 2-0. Mm-hmm. Then it was Brentford at home. He came on as a sub for 19 minutes.
Okay.
Everton, we beat 2-0, but he was a sub for 30 minutes. His first big start.
30 minutes.
Yeah, he came on for 30 minutes. Nottingham Forest, 72 minutes he played. He went off at 72 minutes.
He was good against Forest.
He was? I don't remember him being good.
Away from home, yeah, I remember because the performance was very good from everybody overall. Yeah, it was a good.
I thought he was against Forest, to be honest.
I thought he was good. I thought everybody was good. Like, we actually that's been one of our best away performances in the Premier League. But yeah, go on.
And then since that, he came on against a sub against Tottenham, came on as a sub against Villa. Then he had a disaster class against Brighton. He played 84 minutes in that game. And then, he came on as a sub against West Ham. So outside of Forest, he hasn't really played well since Man City when we won 2-1.
So that's it. Like, yeah. So no to United for life. No, I don't think it was a punishment. He's just been performing poorly. You don't perform to a high level, you can drop to the bench. Simple as that. That's how I look at it. Is he our best striker? Yes, but you're not performing. Like, it is what it is. Flawless, as a Chelsea fan, I don't think you should get rid of De Gea due to experience and leadership, because I heard Chelsea down tools because they were unhappy Jorginho got let go. They were struggling with Jorginho. We all watched Chelsea. They were struggling. They were 2-14 whilst Jorginho was there. So I don't think it's a question of letting Jorginho go. They struggled under Tuchel. Like, we're not going to do that. They struggled the entire season. And I've said it before, experience is the most overrated trait, because you can be experienced and rubbish.
Unless you're Real Madrid with experienced players who have won multiple Champions Leagues.
Yeah, but no, their experience, that adds to my point. Their experience with quality.
Yeah,
talent.
It's quality experience coupled with talent and ability.
This is why I don't hear
this.
Go on.
And this leadership thing with De Gea. I'm sorry, people say that, but that's not the case. He's no way in the sense of, I've never seen leadership qualities from De Gea. This is such a myth. He's just been here long enough. Doesn't mean you're a leader, though.
Facts. And again,
what leadership qualities does De Gea have? He had the captain's armband. He got it stripped off him. What kind of leader is that? Harry Maguire was given the leader's armband. You look at his commanding in the box, his commanding of the 4 center backs. Is he doing any of that because of leadership? No. Others are leading him to command his area and to who needs to be where. Like, he doesn't have leadership qualities whatsoever.
Yeah,
Like,
so just
let's just get
What
that.
have you
let's
done?
just
You
get that
set
out the way.
Mataza off
Yeah,
again on
go
the
ahead.
no,
Go
it's,
ahead.
it's right. Nah, I like that.
I
That's
know.
no,
Nah,
that's a
he's
very
spot
valid
on.
point.
He's spot on.
No, it's a very valid point. Like I say, experience is the most, like I said, most
Yeah,
overrated.
it is. It is.
This experience, all right, but let's United should have went and got James Milner then from Liverpool.
Do you know
'cause
what
he's
I hate?
super
Is this?
experienced.
I'm actually starting to like Gary Neville like recently in it because he's been calling FSG out on like that prick Carragher in it. But like you know what annoys me when I'm like here again and I see Carragher say, "Oh, he needs to bring on Henderson for the experience." You know, I'm like, shut the fuck up in it. Like, how is this still happening in 2023, man? Oh, bring on Henderson for experience. What experience, man? Whenever we bring that guy on, we get worse. Like legit.
And to Dragon Ball, because you mentioned this again, Flawless, did you speak on Sunsport reporting that Radcliffe is the
Yo, have you
preferred
seen
bidder?
that newspaper you say?
Before you go, one sec. I don't talk like on rumors because there's nothing. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? One day it's Radcliffe is the preferred bidder. The day before it's Sheikh Jassim. Before that it's 50-50. So I don't really pay it no mind unless it's from a reliable source. I don't know about Sunsport to say whether it
They're
is or it
shit. They're
isn't.
liars, man.
So yeah, I don't know. So
They
yeah,
chat
I didn't
shit.
speak on it because there's nothing to say until it
Yeah,
happens.
they
I'm
chat
just waiting to see what happens in it. I'm tired. That's why I don't talk about it unless I'm asked about it. This is why I don't title any of the live streams talking about it, saying yeah, this and that. I'm just waiting for new information. Once new information is provided, but there's nothing to talk about, zero to talk about with it whatsoever. I think everyone has he actually re-signed. I think everyone is being a bit reactionary with De Gea re-signing. Just because he's re-signed, don't mean Ten Hag ain't bringing in a goalkeeper to challenge him next season, be it a new transfer or even Dean Henderson. Before I respond to this and big up Ed, has De Gea actually re-signed?
Apparently, he's according to the Mike McGrath guy.
So
I
they're
don't know how
saying that he's
reliable
re-signed.
he
Okay.
is. That he's agreed to a deal
Mhm.
that with United, but it's not signed yet, obviously, which doesn't let him which doesn't have guarantees on him being the number one and shit like that. So, bro, on this, my thing is this, right?
Mhm.
Let's say we bring in a new keeper, right? And they get injured. What are we back to? Fucking back to square one.
Mhm.
What happened with the Dean Henderson? Remember in the 2021 in the Europa League, Dean Henderson was our goalkeeper, right? All in the Milan ties, all of them. He was a goalkeeper. Then what happened? Dean Henderson got COVID, and then De Gea just went back to the starting 11. And remember all the leaks that were coming out that De Gea was unhappy and he was he would because he's been a long time servant. It was disrespectful for him being number 2. So do you think that same guy that has already shown us, and we have proof of him being unhappy with being a number 2, is going to be happy with sitting on the bench with 200? Let's say he's on 375 grand a week. Let's say even half that. He'll be on what 180, 190. So you want a 190K a week on the bench as a backup goalkeeper that barely plays, right? Who when he comes on is going to be rusty on the bench, who's been a long time servant, who already has an ego that has shown that he's not good with being number 2. This is just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, that doesn't make financial sense at all, to be honest.
It doesn't make any financial sense. It doesn't make any footballing sense. It doesn't make any dressing room sense either, because he's not a leader or that shit. We already debunked that 5 minutes ago. So it makes zero sense, like legit 0 sense for us to re-sign him. If we do, it's only to the detriment of our team, because if he plays, he has shown that he is a detriment. Because without him, we can function better. Because outside of shot stopping, right? And even that is questionable with the errors he's been making, right? Outside of that, what does he help us with? Absolutely fucking nothing. When shots aren't faced, when he's not facing 30 shots a game, like that's when he's at his best, right? The Arsenal game, the Tottenham game, when he went back to back and got all those record-breaking saves. He doesn't help us whatsoever. He doesn't help us in build-up. Actually, he's worse in our build-up because he keeps giving the ball away. You saw the West Ham games. Right after kickoff, we had a goal kick. Boom, give the ball away straight away. You've seen how many times he's given the ball away. He is joint in the Premier League. He is joint with errors leading to goals with Hugo Lloris. So he is legit at the top of the Premier League with errors leading to goals. Okay? he doesn't help in cross claiming and in sweeping actions, and because of him, we have to play a low block. We can't even press up high. So that also hinders our attackers. So guys like Anthony, Sancho, who rely on combination play. Oh, people say, oh, Sancho, this, that. Like when Sancho was at his best was when he was playing with Hakimi on the right wing, who was just bombing up and down. And he had the license to do so because they were playing higher up the pitch. And Hakimi had a high license to play down there. So he was linking up with them, combination play, and so was Anthony with Ajax, and Mazraoui was doing that before Mazraoui went to Bayern. So he not only is he hindering us in our build-up when we are attacking and in the final third, he's also hindering us there because we cannot play a high line. It's not that our center backs can't play a high line. Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane are two of the best center backs in the Premier League. They're quick enough, and we've seen Varane when it comes to sweeping up. He's one of the best in the world because he did it at the biggest level in the Champions League, and his team won a 3-peat because of it.
Yeah.
So it's not that our center backs are not good enough. It's not that our fullbacks are not good enough to do that. It's literally David de Gea. So he hurts us more than he helps us.
Agreed.
Thing is with
and still,
let me get to you. I got to run through some of the comments. Go on.
And still, we are giving him a new deal, which is blasphemous.
Yeah?
Which is why I'm kind of losing faith, bro. Like you cannot be doing this.
All right, here's what I say to that because people are mentioning it. Big up to Alam as well. Says any talk of salary, regardless of verbal guarantees, the salary will dictate what the plan is. Yes, I hear that. I do hear as well Ed who mentioned the overreaction because we don't know because him signing a new deal, even though I'm against it and I don't want him to sign a new deal, does not necessarily mean he is the number one. So we need to get that out. Even if it was, say he's on, what did you say, 375K? Let's say that's true. Even if they match that, even if they bump that up to 380K, that doesn't guarantee that he is number one. So that's why I will say to that. So as much as I'm against the signing, I'm still waiting to see what happens and see if we bring in a new goalkeeper. And I'm seeing people in the chat talking about, oh, Manchester United can't go and buy a number one and a number two. Yes, we can. I'm saying because going to sign a number two goalkeeper you can get for cheap. Let's not do that. When you're looking at a number two goalkeeper, I'll start there. You're not looking for someone who's exceptional. You're looking for a competent goalkeeper. And bear in mind, how often does the number two goalkeeper actually play? It's rare. How often? Who is our number two this season? It's been Tom Heaton. It was what's his face before that? Who was at Newcastle? What's his name? Dubravka. Tom Heaton, and who's another? Have they been our two the whole season? Butland. Okay, out of those three, how often have we seen those three play this season? Rarely. Have them man even between the three of them got 5 appearances this season? So the way people are talking about the number two goalkeeper, so that's not an issue. Your number two, nobody looks at number two goalkeepers and say that's a problem area. So let's kill that dead. Secondly, when people talking about, I see man in the chat. Let me get to this as well. You're talking about Abdi says this: football is won and lost in our midfield, and our midfield gets overrun way too much. Strikers ain't scoring, but yeah, let's blame De Gea. No one here. The thing is, stop trying to. That's a red herring. Nobody has said here that this is an empty statement. Nobody has said here that the midfield is not at fault. Nobody has said here that it's just on David De Gea. David De Gea is a part of a problem. Is it just De Gea? No. Is it just the midfield?
Yep.
No. Is it just the attackers? No. It's all of the above. This a mix. Everything I just named is all of. People want to pinpoint, oh, this worse is this worse is this worse. I keep using this analogy. It's like you in your home and you have a hole in the roof, but your microwave stops working. Of course, the hole in the roof is the bigger issue, but that doesn't stop you from going to buy a new microwave. Why? De Gea is the microwave. Why are we not buying a new one? He is clearly not good enough. Is he the biggest problem? Personally, no. I don't think he's the biggest problem, but he's a problem. I don't care if he was 12th on the list. If we can solve the problem that's 12th on the list, go solve that. If we have a list of 14 problems and De Gea is 12th, I still want 12th, 13th, 14th, 11th all solved. Of course, number one and number two are most important, without doubt. But it doesn't mean you don't go and solve the problems. People tried this nonsense with Ollie. Oh, Ollie's not the biggest problem at the club. No, he wasn't. The Glazers are the biggest problem at the club. But Ollie was still a problem and we got rid of him and improved. But people tried the same bullshit. Like, I really don't understand. And that lets you know that De Gea is not all that. Yes, what are you saying, Lewis? You good?
That was Chelsea.
This guy.
Can I say something about De Gea as well? It's like
Let me just run
Go
through a
ahead.
last one more.
Yeah.
Hold that
Boy,
thought,
boy,
Ryan. I'll go
gang.
to you next. Football. Let's see where else we at. He is a problem, but we have bigger problems. We need a centre back, 2 midfielders, and a striker. Again, Abdi, empty statement, red herring. Nobody's argued this point. Nobody has said here. I've not said it. Taz has not said it. Nobody here has said, right, he's our biggest problem. He's our main issue. So what we talking about? We all agree he's an issue. So why are people uncomfortable about that? Because he's just not that good. And I'm tired of this. Like, why do people, he's not the biggest problem, but he's still a problem. So we don't solve problems now. We have to solve problems in order. You don't do that anywhere else in life. It's just an absolute just buffoonery. Like, I don't understand
No,
that
we do
logic
that at
whatsoever.
Chelsea. That's called the Mason Mount argument. You know, he's the least of our problems.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
He's a
people
problem.
making excuses for him and that. Like, he's just not good enough. Again, do we need new midfielders? Absolutely. Me nor Taz have ever heard any Manchester United fan say, no, our midfield's
Bro,
fine.
Have you seen
Yeah,
the
go on,
20-minute De Gea fail comp?
I've not actually watched it, no.
Bro,
I have
Man,
it bookmarked. I can
A
send
man
it to
has
you.
made a
Don't, I'm
20
good.
minutes fail comp on an individual.
And you know when it starts? It
And
starts
he's
when
a
the season
goalkeeper. No,
1920.
He's a goalkeeper, bro. You
Mhm.
get the least touches. And a man has made a
Yes.
20-minute comp on your headpiece.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's only
That is
since
rough.
Ollie's first season, 1920.
Mhm.
It's just since that. But
There we
yeah,
go.
keep going.
But really, do you think United will buy a new number 1 and new number 2 goalkeeper? What I think United will do and what United should do are two different things. But like I said, Jacob, the number 2 argument is completely fraud. Like I said, we've had Dubravka, we've had Butland. Who was the other one again? Tom Heaton. That's it.
Tom
They're
Heaton,
the free goalkeepers. You know what I'm saying? We've barely seen them. Kepa's been Chelsea's number 1 for however long. How often have we seen Mendy? Lewis, when did Kepa become your number 1? When did he start playing like this season?
September.
Okay, September. How often have you seen Mendy? How many games has Mendy played since September?
I played City away. That's
What, like 1, 2?
One.
My point,
One.
people. So number 2 goalkeepers, you see them barely. Like they're like a distant relative.
And we
You
still
rarely
lost.
see them. You know what I'm saying? They're a distant relative. You
That's
see
good
them at like
example.
the distant relatives you only see at weddings and funerals. That's it.
Oh,
That's what number 2 goalkeepers are.
The
Although
ones
I will
who
say
get
when
relatives.
Mendy was number 1, Kepa had all the cup games.
Like that's it. So cup games. So people are signing a number 1 and a
If you
number
want
2.
De Gea for the cup games, you're just signing out of winning cups.
Yeah, like signing a number 2 goalkeeper is a big issue. Said nobody ever. I'm saying nobody has ever said that. We
Said
rarely
no
see
one.
them.
Yep.
Nobody ever. But now all of a sudden to defend De Gea, now we can't sign a number 1 and a number 2 in the same seat. Whatever, man. It easily go find a goalkeeper who's 10 million who's competent. You know what I'm saying? Or even if it's an academy prospect, cool.
Bro.
You're a goalkeeper. You
Bro,
should rarely
I was
see
just
you.
about to say that. And here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. Going back to this, the number 2 point, right? In an ideal world, I don't want to see this fucker anymore. So I don't even want the number 2 for the reasons I explained. Because the last time he was the number 2, he created a big fuss, and there was issues in the dressing room. But getting a number 1 goalkeeper is the biggest priority in that sense. So, in the sense of getting a new goalkeeper, right? The thing is, yeah, he's not the biggest problem we have. What's our biggest problem? Let's actually debunk this argument as well, because this is being thrown around way too often for my liking. What's our biggest issue? A striker. We all agree. All right, getting a striker is our biggest issue. Boom, we get that in.
That's what you get to that. But I'd like. Do I think I look at it as all number 1 priority, because someone asked me this question, but that's just me. But go on, carry on.
I'm gonna get to that point as well. I'm gonna get to that point, but let's use their logic, right? Let's use their logic. A striker, biggest priority. Then the midfield, right? Second's biggest priority. But after that, why are we trying to fix our squad player when we don't have a starting goalkeeper? So then, for me, number 3, if using their logic, right, is a goalkeeper, because we have a starting center back. Let's say we just field the team 11 players all season. At least we'll have a starting goalkeeper, right? But again, now people say this, yeah, if you get the right players around De Gea, you can be successful with him. That's another argument, right? And they say that, like, oh, I say, well, you look at the Sevilla game, all of that, the pass he played to Maguire and that mistake, right? And they said, well, if you put Lissandro in that situation, they played the same exact clip, he does well and he doesn't give the ball away. First of all, whether it's to Lissandro, whether it's to Maguire, whoever it is to, it's a shit pass. There's 3 players closing in on one man. That's a shit pass. Just because Lissandro is a quality footballer and he is able to get out of that situation, it doesn't make it not a shit pass. It's still a shit pass, right?
Yeah. It's a hospital ball. Yeah, 100%.
It's exactly hospital ball. That's what that is. And people say this, right? Oh, if you get the good players around him, he'll still be better. But and going back to the priority things, bro. Priorities, everything is a priority. You know why? Just because we let's say we got a goal, let's say we get a striker, we get the midfielders, we get the center backs, and we get the fullbacks. But if we have a goalkeeper that every time the ball is passed back to him, because teams will press us when they're trying to compete at the highest level, some teams will press you, and if there's no options going forward, you have to go back. So then what will the goalkeeper do? Elite goalkeepers will find a player through the press. But what does David de Gea do? He'll either kick it out of bounds, the ball will go straight back to the other team, or he'll pass it to the other team, and it'll lead to a goal. That's the only 3 options with De Gea. 9 times out of 10, that's the case. 1 times out of 10, he finds our player. When you get an elite goalkeeper that is good with his feet, 9 times out of 10, he'll find our player. And we can play through the press and sustain possession. Because we just don't want to play counterattacking this entire fucking time, right? That's not what the manager's principles are. And that goes back to the point. Just because you fix all the other things, there's still a big fucking hole in the back. There's still a big hole. Yeah, just because you get all these midfielders and get all of these guys, if he can't get the ball to them, what good are they?
But then what would you think if De Gea
does sign a contract?
But what will you think of Ten Hag if he... Because apparently he does want De Gea to sign a contract. Like, let's say De Gea stays as your number 1 next season. Like, what are your thoughts on like Ten Hag?
It's one of 2 things. It's one of 2 things.
Go on, Taza. You go on and answer. Go on.
So this is my answer to that. It's one of 2 things. One, if this is a club signing, right? If this is a club is agreeing with this and they're doing it in spite of Ten Hag, then he's in a sense a yes man because he's having to work with that. Or 2, it's because if he is sacrificing his principles to accommodate this guy, then that means I thought of him as too highly because he's willing to sacrifice his principles for this scrub. Then he's not as good as I thought he was. It's either that. Yeah, so that's all it is.
You were right about that. You know when you said the tact, because I was going to say this earlier on. Because of De Gea, it impacts the way that other teams, come up against you and play against you. Like, I'll use the example Ederson in it, because Ederson's the best keeper when it comes to distribution in it at the end of the day. Let's be honest, he is by a mile. Like, opposition teams know that if Ederson gets the ball and you press City high, he can just play this one long pass that bypasses that whole press. And suddenly City are in on goal with one ball at the other end at the end of the day. So to avoid that, teams don't press City high up at the end of the day. So it makes playing out the back a lot easier. And so that's what teams can't do with De Gea when De Gea is in there at the end of the day. Like you look at the Sevilla game, for example, the way they just pressed you high, especially for that first goal, it's because they knew it weren't even that much because of Maguire. It was because they knew De Gea was on the ball. There was no threat of a long ball in behind that was going to bypass their press at the end of the day. So Sevilla were able to press high up. So yeah, if you just need someone like a Magnon or someone like that with great distribution who, will allow you, like you said, to play out from the back easy and sustain pressure on the opposition and dominate the game at the end of the day. Like,
yeah, what I'd say to that is if he was to sign a new deal and he is number 1, would I look at Ten Hag funny? Yes, 110%. Because you are now, people could say, and Emma, I hear your points when you're saying Ten Hag's principles clearly to win, and it could be a transition period, but that's an issue. All I'm asking you to do is sort out the spine of the team, and he's far from it, even if you went and got an option B. So yes, I would look at Ten Hag funny, 110%, and then I'd be much more critical of Ten Hag in general in regards to that. And also when De Gea starts costing us in whatever fashion next season, that's not only on De Gea, that's now on you because you've seen
Exactly.
him for a season now. So we know what
Mhm.
we're getting and we know what we're not getting. So if we still struggling to build up play and De Gea's not sweeper keeping and not being commanded and not coming for crosses, of course I'll criticize De Gea, but I also now criticize Ten Hag because you've decided to stick with this. Some issues are major because you've already landed, you've had Varane, you've bought Martinez, you've bought in Casemiro, you've bought in Eriksen. So you've already in your first season addressed that the spine is not good enough because three of your signings are spine. You know what I'm saying? 2 in central midfield, 1 at centre back. Obviously, you got Varane who's good enough as well. Now, if you go and get the new goalkeeper and you go get a striker, and I would like a new number 10, but let's say it's a goalkeeper and a striker. Now the vast majority of the spine is yours. So therefore, that should help. And then the side pieces will sort out themselves, but you still have Malacia, who you signed, who's out there. You've got Anthony. Of course, you've got Rashford as well. So you can deal with that more. He's a big problem. Don't get it mistaken. And that's what I was going to get to when Taza was talking about problems. If somebody's in the spine of your team and is not good enough, it's a major issue. Where you want to rate it is cool. You know what I'm saying? People can rate, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it doesn't, it's again, people doing empty arguments and making empty statements. It doesn't matter if there is the first biggest problem or the fourth biggest problem or the second biggest problem or the 25th biggest problem. He's still a problem. Let's sort it out. You know what I'm saying? Let's address that. Bear in mind, you play in the first team. Bear in mind, you're in the center. You're down the spine of the team. So therefore, major part. I want my spine sorted. That's why I've said 4 signings. I've said goalkeeper, new central midfielder, new 10, new striker. That's my priority. They're the 4. I don't rate any of those 4 higher. You know what I'm saying? It's not this 1, 2. It's not 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's 1, 1, 1, and 1. Then after that, second fullbacks. Then after the fullbacks, that's when it becomes squad players, centre backs, other midfielders, other strikers, etc., etc. But people just want to make hella excuses for this guy because he's been successful here. But he's not good enough. Simple as that.
Listen.
Yeah, go on.
To that comment, right? Ten Hag's principle is clearly to win. Doesn't matter how we do it.
To an
But
extent,
you can't-
early on,
but,
I agree.
But you can't win with De Gea. The proof is in the pudding. Name a poster Alex Ferguson. Ten Hag's been there the entire time, right? Coming up to 10 years. Name one major trophy we won.
Oh, you mean De Gea's been there for 10 years since post
Yes.
Ferguson? Yeah, it's not on him, but I hear your point. I get that.
No. I'm just saying he's been a part of it. He's been.
Well,
I'm not saying okay. Of course, it's not blame. Of course, it's not on him, bro. Also, you look at it. All managers except Oli have. Even Oli has benched this guy at some point. Jose benched him for Romero. Oli benched him at one point for Dean Henderson. Van Gaal benched him as well. Who did he bench him for?
Romero. It was Romero with the whole
Bro.
contract dispute. It was Romero.
Didn't you have
Yeah.
Victor Valdez
like-
as well?
Yes.
At one point, yeah, we did have Valdez. Yeah.
Like, bro, this is why I'm saying, guys, like, David De Gea, especially in this, he is not a recipe for success. And this guy, exactly, please bring up King Manny's point. Jacob Murphy,
Jacob
Murphy in his interview with Rio Ferdinand literally said he is a press trigger for them.
Yep.
Whenever
And they
he gets
figured
the ball, they
and they
decide to
figured that-
press
And crazy, that wasn't in the game plan. They figured that out on the pitch.
on the spot, bro.
Yeah, they
because they
figured it out
saw
on
him
the pitch.
taking so many touches. He is literally a press trigger, excuse me, for opposition. And this is Newcastle. This is just a top 4 team. We're trying to compete at the Champions League level, right? We all want top 4. And we're trying. Why would you want to go to the Champions League? To fucking win it. Because what else? What else is there to be in that competition?
Yeah.
And we're struggling against these sides, but we want to go to the big fucking Bernabeu, Parc des Princes, Allianz Arena with this guy who is a press trigger for Newcastle, for Jacob Murphy. He's a press trigger for them, but he's good enough for us to compete at the highest level. Like, people, like, you guys, I understand you may like him, you may not, but just come to grips with it, bro. He is just not good. He's
When
just
does this
not
contract
good.
expire?
This
I think
season.
is it 2023?
Yeah, he's out of contract.
Yeah,
in the
you
summer.
lot can't be extending that.
Yeah, we should just let him go.
Like, it's oh my god, it makes 0 sense. Legit, we United as a club, as a footballing club, if we were a serious club, have nothing to gain from this. Nothing, 0. There is nothing. He's not. If he's a number 2, he's not a good. What's his face in the dressing room? Like he's not a good. Like he's not. He's a leader. this, that. No one cares. You saw Rashford's face when that goal went in, right? Put his hands in the air, looking at the manager.
Yeah, disappointed,
Like,
of course. Yeah.
Bro, people know this guy's not it.
I'm just disappointed at the mistake, but I
But
understand your
United
overall point.
fans still continuously defend this guy just because he's been a long servant of the club.
Yep.
Under the Glazer regime.
He won us the Premier League.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, it's that stuff. Big up to Dan Levitt. Before I get to your question, you lot continue to get your questions in as well. It doesn't have to be on this topic. It could be something else, like I say, Premier League related, Champions League related, maybe basketball or another sport. That's absolutely fine. And if you are a member of the channel, your questions, comments take priority like a super chat. So if you're a member, I will start your question and I will get to it. And on top of that, of course, if you super chat, I'll get straight to it as well. Now over 70 of you lot in the building. We're only at 36 likes. Let's bump that up to 50 likes, people. Let's bump that like check 1212. Let's bump that up to 50 likes. And we're at 6,419. We're only looking for one new subscriber. Get us to 6,420. And speaking of subscribing, make sure you go subscribe to Lewis's channel as well. Carefree Lewis G. The links underneath in the title. You know what I'm saying? Links underneath in the underneath the video. Every live stream, Lewis's channel is there, people. Underneath in the description. Every single live stream. So make sure you go subscribe to his channel. Dan says, big up. Do you guys think people are underestimating Inter in the Champions League? In a one-off game, I think they can surprise a lot of people. I agree with Ryan. No, I just think they were on the favorable side of the draw. They're taking full advantage of it. That's not a shot, but do I rate them as a team? No.
Wait till what either City or Madrid do to them in the final. It's not going to be. Well, I don't think they'll batter them. It'll be like it'll be like a comfortable 2-0 thing, innit? Like it'll be comfortable in it for like the other City or Madrid in the final. Thing is, I think Inter have a few good players in it. Like, I'll beg Barella to come to us in a bit in it, but like, Inter. I mean, AC are trash in it. I think we've known that all season. AC are not a good team in it. They were fucking awful today, man. Oh my word, they got pammed. Like that tie should. I think that tie is done anyway today, in it, because AC is so bad. I don't see him coming back in it. But like, it should literally be done. Do you get what I mean? Like, it should have been 4 or 5. Like that. Inter should already be in the final, but they'll be in the final, but they'll lose in it. Like, yeah, they'll lose for sure. It'll be funny if Dzeko scored the winner against City in the final, to be fair. That would be funny, but like it won't happen in it. Let's be real. But but can I just say, Barella, I know you're a top Inter. I know you're proper Inter in it. Like Barella is like, he's proper. You know, like Gerrard is like proper Liverpool, like top red, proper Liverpool. Like Barella is proper Inter. Barella, please, man, just decide to leave in it. Come to Liverpool, man. We want you in it. Like, you are Jurgen Klopp's dream
Italian
midfield.
food, beautiful weather to go to Liverpool.
There's
some
nice Italian restaurants in Liverpool, man. Come on, man. Like,
yeah, but you might have Italian restaurants in Italy.
If you're watching as well, Barella,
Jurgen Klopp has been after you for years, man. You're his dream midfielder, man. Just come. We'll all love you. Everything like that, man. Like,
if you're watching Barella, make sure to hit the like video. The like button.
Yeah, make sure you're watching Barella. Make sure you come to Liverpool as well. Sign the thing in it, because, bro, Jurgen Klopp's been after this guy for ages. He's his dream midfielder, man. Like we get linked with him. We got linked with him yesterday. We linked with him every window because Jurgen Klopp's obsessed with him, innit? Like he loves him more than Bellingham. Like if Klopp had a choice between Bellingham and Barella, he's picking Barella, in it. That's always been the case. Like, so, bro, listen. You just don't want to leave Inter, in it. That's the only thing. He's proper Inter. So
bro, dread it, run from it. The Liverpool Labradors are coming.
Hey man, I heard Poch loves Mason Mount, man. That's what
nice. I'd also like him to resign. They're both not
Emma,
Mason Mount and Poch? That's a real question.
Before you go, 1 second. Hold on, 1 second. Let me just get to this quick. And Dan. So to answer your question, I'm not personally underestimating. Question to the Hair Sport is: do you think top level clubs will get rid of their keeper to sign the Hair? United for life? That's a great question. And just this quickly from the Toad, who says CFC in the house. Big up Lewis. He said Lakers gonna close it tonight. I'll be seeing you on the Twitch later on to that. Hey Toad, big up. And yeah, man, hope to see you lot on the Twitch, Toad, and everybody else as well. Obviously, Lakers Warriors. Sorry, I should say Warriors Lakers. Warriors Lakers game 5, people. Warriors Lakers game 5. Lakers looking to it's Warriors Lakers because Warriors at home. So yeah, Golden State Warriors, LA Lakers. Warriors looking to stay in the series and make it 3-2 to take it to a game 6. Lakers looking to close out the series. Yeah, go on, Tazo. Say what you're saying.
So Emma said, our players don't need to be good for their country or even be picked. I don't give a shit about that. They just have to be good for us. Is De Gea good for us? Like, what are we like? Listen to yourself, people. Listen to yourself.
Yeah, he's just
Oh
not good,
my
man.
God.
Like I didn't
This
realize
is-
that his contract was up in the summer.
Yeah,
I didn't realize
it
his
is.
contract. I thought it was 2024. You should just let him go on a free.
Bro, please, like,
Let him
kick
go
him
on a
out,
free.
man. Like,
I know his contract.
Alas.
Someone check that. Is his contract definitely up this summer? Are
Let
you
me
sure?
see.
Are you sure it's not 2024? There's no way we've let him get down.
Yeah,
to
no,
this.
it is this summer. it is next summer. Excuse me.
Yeah. Because the thing is,
I feel like more would have been made of it if
yeah, and it would have been all right. Teams are talking to him.
people
and
would have
this
been.
team's
It's a
interested
free agent
January.
in July. Yeah, it would have been
I
that
thought,
stuff.
there's no way Manchester
So
United.
if he signs a 2-year extension, this will keep him until 2026 with the option for 2027. Wallahi,
Yo, we're
jump
here
off
for
a
it, man.
bridge. I'll jump off.
Speaking
a
of what
bridge,
we're here for, LFC for the double says, remember Ryan about a month ago going on every stream saying I'm happy Jude's a red and super chatting Jude's a red. Thoughts, Ryan? I'll let you respond to that from LFC for the double.
Hey man, listen. FSG fucked it as usual.
Or did he just didn't want to come to you guys?
No, apparently he wanted to come. He was seen as a stepping stone for Madrid. Apparently, he was going to come to us and then go to Madrid in a few years. But FSG fucked it up as usual.
I'm not buying
I'm
this.
still not fully sure about what happened. There's something more to it because
I'm not buying
Liverpool,
this.
what Liverpool did was very strange. I can't lie. A lot of things didn't add up. Like we'll find out eventually what actually happened, but very weird the situation that went on. A lot of it didn't make sense.
The prices being quoted and the guys you're going after is not that far for Bellingham.
Nah, it is quite a bit far.
Bro, what was the price being quoted? Like 88 million pounds for Bellingham? And then McAllister is being quoted at 80 million pounds.
It was over 100. Liverpool were never going to get Bellingham for 80 odd mil.
88 million. That's what it says.
Facts.
Oh, and has that happened yet? Nah, Madrid, that's just rumors.
No.
If Madrid get him, it will be for at least 100 million. Let's be honest with ourselves.
That no one's saying that it's not, bro. My thing is right. I'm saying my theory is that both Liverpool's proposal and Real's proposal were put in front of him, and I think he chose Real. That's all it is.
Might have done. I don't know.
Ain't no shame in that. Ain't no shame in that. That's happened to all of our every single one of our clubs. But
yeah, I don't know no one knows.
I think
what's
that's
happened,
what transpired.
No one knows what's happened. There's been sources in Germany that apparently said he was seen as a stepping stone and wanted to join us and then join Madrid. And I don't know. No one knows really
what I'll say is, like people just let this be a lesson to you. The Jude Bellingham situation to Liverpool, the current ownership of Manchester United, about people making bids. We don't know what they're talking about. Whether it's reliable sources or not, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
You know what the problem was with the Bellingham thing, though? This is why I actually don't blame our fan base that much for why we were,
including yourself,
doing all this. Because the thing is, what we were hearing all year was when we all knew we needed midfielders last summer, and all we were hearing, and this was from like the Liverpool kind of main journalists. I'm talking like the ones that are briefed by the club, aka Paul Joyce and everything. They're the ones that are briefed by the club at the end of the day. That we were hearing that, we're not signing a midfielder because Klopp is waiting for Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is the main target. And these were from like the main kind of Liverpool journalists who are briefed by the club at the end of the day. So naturally, we all know they're briefed by the club. We all were thinking that this is what the club wants. The club is targeting Jude Bellingham as the main one. They sacrificed a summer last season of not getting midfielders and putting all their eggs into the Jude Bellingham basket. Now they have to go and get him. And that's why a lot of our fans are upset. It's not a matter of purely missing out on a top player. It's the principle of it. The fact that we put all our eggs into one basket, sacrifice the season, and then we don't get that player at the end of the day. That's what our fans are upset about mostly, to be honest. But I'm not even angry at our fans because naturally, this is what the club briefed the fans on essentially through the journalists, that Jude Bellingham was our main target at the end of the day.
And there the thing is, just because the club briefed journalists and he's your main target does not mean you get him.
But that's the thing. That's the principle of it. That's what our fans are unhappy about with the club as well.
But I'm not talking about
sacrificing
I'm not talking about your fans being unhappy at the club. I'm talking about your fans being gullible enough to believe that. and being gullible, and then not only one being gullible enough to go along and believe that, but automatically think it's happening. Like Jude Bellingham is not a talented player. Like there isn't other clubs who will look at Jude Bellingham and go get him to my football club. This is what I keep saying. This is why I never jump out of the window with any reports or anything. Manchester United get linked with new players every day. No matter random questions I'll get in the chat, whether it's on this show, whether it's on other shows, I get random ats on Twitter. I get random messages in my DMs about certain players. Nothing is confirmed. What I'm talking about is you know what I'm saying? Like LFC for the double said here, super chatting Jude's a red. Based because the club briefed briefed journalists to say Jude Bellingham is going to be a red, and because he's your number one target. Club PR, like Man said, I've seen this many a time where Manchester United have been linked heavily with certain players and then it's not happened. I never understood it. People talking about sources. You know what I'm saying? What sources? Ryan, we had this debate in Shameless Lewis is here in the group chat. You were super convinced that Jude Bellingham, based off of, I kept saying this, where is this coming from? Apart from hope and being a Liverpool fan and he's a good player. And on top of that, you need much more than Jude Bellingham anyway.
Oh yeah, I always knew we needed more than Jude Bellingham.
So I didn't get the hype. Like Jude Bellingham was being hyped to come into Liverpool like he was the savior. That's what I didn't understand. Like he was the final piece. Like he was the final piece of the jigsaw. But no, that's the way people was talking about him.
Yeah, that was wrong. The way people were talking about him like that. I never saw it like that. I saw it as the fact we're just getting a top player. But I always knew we needed more than him, like way more. Do I actually think the club is probably doing the right thing in terms of actually using that money to buy probably 3 midfielders this summer? Yeah, they are doing the right thing in terms of that. It's just a matter of the whole principle is what our fans are upset about, to be honest.
Which I get, but then you don't pay attention to. I understand. Big up Jez in the cut as well. I understand that. I get. I understand fans being upset and saying we didn't spend money on a midfielder to go get Jude Bellingham. Now we're not getting Jude Bellingham. That I understand. I'm talking about the whole we are getting Jude Bellingham. That brigade, the Bellingham brigade. Yeah, Bellingham's here. Bellingham's a red. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely signing him without doubt. Source, trust me, bro. It's happening. This person said it. That person said it. No. Like what we doing here? Like I don't get. Same way I didn't understand why people were so convinced about Arsenal winning the league title. People were acting like it was over. I understand Arsenal being favourites at one point. I said it. I was like, yeah, Arsenal are favourites. But we've seen, or maybe some of you lot haven't, but for those that don't, go watch Premier League years. We've seen better Arsenal teams be in quality positions and lose Premier League titles. So if better Arsenal sides can do it, why can this Arsenal side not do it? Now everyone's talking about Arsenal league titles done, now look daft. I never understand people jumping out the window, whether it's for a league title or whether it's for a signing of a player. But it's... Don't ask, I'll never understand it. And the thing is, we'll be here again. Liverpool will get linked to a player and everyone will jump out the window as well. Without doubt.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
Hey, next player going to be Barella, fam. You already know what it is, fam.
Oh, the Barella thing I've already said. That happens every
window. You will have your Mason Mountain. You will like it.
Hey, yeah, I've heard Poch is a big fan of him and wants to keep him. But in terms of the Barella thing...
Don't worry, that Jersey's FC Mount kit is coming to you, bro.
But yeah, Jez, with the shirt. But Jez, with the Barella thing, I said it's literally it happens every window we link with him because he's Klopp's dream midfield signing at the end of the day. We inquire about him every single window, but he just don't want to leave Inter, innit? So like same thing. You just don't want to leave Inter.
So yeah, it's like I just don't. Boy, that's it. I just don't get it whatsoever. Gonna hear McAllister's a red too. Yeah, like we acting like top football clubs in this country are not going to get linked with players as well. But people just take it as gospel and run with it once it. Oh, the club said it. All right. So if the club said you was about to get Kylian Mbappe, would you believe it? Your club turned around and said we're going to go get Camavinga, Tchouameni, and Modric from Real Madrid. Would you believe him? Where do you draw the line because your club said it? Like their words.
Don't remind me about Tchouameni, man. We were so close last season.
Yeah, man. But like I said,
yeah,
we're going to get Vinicius Jr. and Benzema from Real Madrid. If your club said it, would you like? Well, you can't just take that as gospel.
Even the thing is, even with the whole club thing, like say that. I mean, the club sometimes just put out propaganda out there to get the fans excited. Not everything is true, and sometimes it's just most of the time it's also reporters who just want to get interaction. Again, I remember Liverpool fans using the example of Jude's dad is a Liverpool fan. That's why he's coming to Liverpool. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I remember all that. Yeah, Jude's dad Sam was saying that nonsense. Oh, Jude's dad he's got a job, so he'll be here, tearing up. So what happened is his dad still got a job then. Sauce, trust me, bro, innit? You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Absolute nonsense. Hey, it's
I didn't even
absolute
know his dad
nonsense.
was a Liverpool fan because my uncle knows his dad.
I
He's
don't
a
know,
Liverpool
but
fan.
people. This was.
I don't know.
the
That's
shit
the
I
thing.
was feeling.
My uncle used to work with his dad. His dad's a copper or an ex-copper. So like,
Oh, see?
To be honest,
yeah,
that's not
but
really the point that I was trying to make. The point was that Liverpool fans were trying to make all these points about
yeah, no, and that his favorite player
associated
is
with
Gerrard and all
Liverpool
that stuff.
and
Yeah.
how they're gonna sign his little brother with Jude Bellingham. All that
Oh, yeah,
nonsense.
with
Bro.
yeah.
No, there
People
were
just
a
going
lot of
from around.
narratives. Like, bro, I saw the Liverpool account after the Chelsea game. I see a Liverpool news report saying, "Let them dope you." Yeah, this is what he thought about Liverpool as well. That's why he's going to Madrid.
Yeah.
We're the only
Right.
player I've ever seen say no to Madrid is Kylian Mbappe. That's it. Like everyone goes there. That's the only one I can remember that said, "Nah, I'll go." Like he stayed with PSG.
Oh, he's a fucking idiot because nobody talks about it anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go with the reports are saying that he's gonna go there.
Yeah, I've
targeting
seen it. I've
this summer.
seen it earlier.
And that was
I
another
mean,
thing where people are like, oh, they won't go back. Madrid won't go back in for him. Why would they not? Why would they not
this
go
is my
back in for him?
point. Like, for me, I still believe, like, obviously, I understood
Cool.
you took the money, bro. Well, this PSG thing is just dead, fuck. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they need to stop this because, like, and I think I said in the Q&A back then that how unless you play for France every day, people is just gonna talk about Haaland. No people saying that winning inches is better than you. No, and Mbappe's 24. I think he's turning 25 this year.
Yeah, he needs to. Yeah, he needs
Oh.
to make a move. You got to move from PSG.
Yeah.
It's going to be
it's
great.
like-
You got to move from PSG. You got to move from PSG. Whether that's
Like-
Spain, you know what I'm saying. Whether that's
England.
yeah. You know what I'm saying. Like for real. Let me just have a look at this. Let's see, because man said in the chat, Totti was the first one. Oh, see, they're saying here, Gerrard rejected Madrid in 04. Keane and Pogba decide. Obviously, I don't know how true this is. I just Googled this right now. Saying Neymar too. But how true this is, I don't know.
Neymar did, but I think
they're saying his was young. He was when he was 30.
Yeah, they're saying like you didn't want to move to Brazil.
Totti. Yeah. Totti,
did Gerrard reject Madrid in 2004? Because I know he rejected Madrid when Mourinho was there, and that was obviously like 2010, 11 times. Because I know Mourinho said he tried to sign Gerrard 3 times. One with Inter, one with Madrid, and one with Chelsea, I think, but he never joined. But I didn't know he tried to join in 2004. I know he almost joined Chelsea at them times, but yeah.
Yeah, Roy Keane, they're saying Pogba.
No, Roy Keane.
Yeah, Roy Keane. I remember, it was in his book because I'm reading here. Yeah, I read his book. Yeah, that was, Roy Keane did. Buffon, they're saying as well. How true all this is, I don't know, people. This is literally, I just Googled this. Mbappe, like we mentioned. Oh, yeah, shit, Patrick Vieira. Yeah, I was really close to leaving for Madrid the year before I left. And I think Henry, I don't know if anyone's seen that clip recently of Henry when he's talking on Champions League and he said, I don't know how recent it is, but I seen it popped up on my Instagram and he said a rival came in for him, but he wouldn't say who. And people were saying in the comments.
Was that when he got asked, would he have moved for Tottenham for more money?
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that clip. That was quite funny.
So teams will, of course, reject Real Madrid, but like I guarantee most of them probably regret it. But obviously it's a tough thing to turn down. Well, you don't it's very rare that big clubs get turned down in general, whether that's a Real Madrid, whether that's a United, whether that's a Liverpool. Like once those clubs go in for you, normally more often than not they get their player.
Yep.
Chelsea.
Yeah, like you get your player. Chelsea are throwing the mix as well. Like how often is it Chelsea don't get a top player? Like
this past summer, a lot of players rejected them.
Yeah, but that's like you can count on one hand. Like that's more so managers. You know what I'm saying? We even really players like that. You rejected them player-wise?
Was it Koundé, Rafinha? Who else was there? There's a lot of players.
We didn't. No, we rejected them. It was a stupid joke.
Yeah, no, they rejected you.
They rejected.
Did they actually make a bid? Wait. Did they actually make it? Rafinha did.
No, we
but
didn't.
again,
No, we didn't.
Rafinha definitely rejected
no,
you,
but
man.
Rafinha
We all
went
know
to Barcelona.
did,
But my point is, like, I don't think they made a bid for Koundé. I think they were heavily interested, though, right?
Yeah, we're heavily interested.
It's not about that. They never made the bid because they couldn't agree to personal terms with the player. Like,
they already had personal. No, Chelsea had personal terms of agreed from time ago. It's just that they never put a bid in, and then he just went to Barcelona.
Ake rejected them.
Oh
Who
yeah,
fucked up?
shit, Danny. Yeah. It was.
So did Dembele,
Okay.
Jesus,
Yo, you man could have done with that.
Richarlison rejected them.
Exactly.
Did they, all right,
Gnabry.
wait. Did they make a bid for all these players?
Exactly. That's what we didn't make any
It's
bids.
just
I think they didn't. Did they bid
You
for?
can't get
Ake
rejected if
was
you didn't
kind of
actually
close,
make a bid,
wasn't
innit?
it?
Yeah. Like, how's it rejected if you didn't make
They
a
never
bid?
made a. Yeah, your
Was
definition
it
of
City who
rejected and mine
offered
is
Ake
different.
to Chelsea?
Yeah, but like that's what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know they made an actual bid for Rafinha. That's a fact. We know that. You can't say, "Oh, they rejected." If there was no bid, did they make a bid, or were they just interested? Like, when did they
all
make a
these
bid
guys,
for Richarlison?
all these
Richarlison-
guys, like
Go on.
Think
all
of
these
Richarlison,
guys, they wanted to do it, but like since they couldn't agree to personal terms, they never end up like doing it. That's
It depends
my
on the
point.
deals,
Yeah,
though,
but
innit?
this
Because
is the thing.
sometimes it's personal terms first, and sometimes it's a bid from the club, innit?
See, the thing with the Richarlison one, I remember from our side, what was reported is that Chelsea tried to hijack, but it was already too late. So we can't really say that
Okay.
it was
Yeah,
rejection. It's more of a thing of like you just didn't even put anything in there or trying to get anything done to get him.
Jesus did as well. Jesus, like the agent said that Chelsea approached him, but the player said no. I want to go to Arsenal.
Yeah,
so we got,
Jesus is another
so we got
example.
Jesus and we got Rafinha. The point is, it's not.
And
a
then
lot, is what I'm saying.
Dembele as well.
Wait, which Dembele?
No,
Usman.
we're not putting a bid.
But
Like,
what
when he
was
was before he signed his new contract.
Wait, which Dembele?
Yeah, that's the thing. We used our names.
Usman.
We're never gonna go in for it.
Where was he at?
Barcelona. Usman Dembele.
Oh,
Just
see,
the
yeah.
last summer.
Let's see which Dembele, innit? There's more than one Dembele. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm
Oh
asking.
yeah, I said Usman Dembele. Usman.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me.
Nah, it's calm. But yeah, like I said, innit? It's not a lot. Like, and obviously that's more recent times. But yeah, of course, everyone gets rejected at some point in regards to teams for players. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bobby. Yeah, I know you had a bid accepted from Fino. I remember watching that because you got hijacked it from Arsenal, and then Barcelona hijacked it from Chelsea. I remember that whole thing because when Liverpool was running Lewis was running R10 prop. I remember. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus was also meant to go to Madrid, right?
I don't
They
remember
couldn't
that.
get him. They couldn't get him because what was it? He like they had too many foreign players or some shit.
What's this?
I'm not
The
sure.
Jesus, right? I'm pretty sure.
What is it?
No,
Oh no, news to me. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
No,
Like
but no,
he
because-
wanted to
because
go there, but
Spain-
they
Spain,
like
I think-
non-Spanish players or something. Yeah, go ahead, Jess.
not Spanish. It's about non-European players. Like you can
That's
in
right.
Spain, you can only have three in the team. Obviously, but Jesus was able to sign because Vinicius got a Spanish citizenship in that same
But it
summer.
was after.
They
It was
could-
too late.
No,
it
I
was
think
too
no.
late,
I think it was before. I think the spot was
Nah.
open. I think the spot was open before that already.
I remember it. Let me see.
No, I remember this too. So I think it was already before, but I don't know. Man.
Big of Dan Levitt, as always, he says, Jez, thoughts on this awful pundit Gareth Crooks on that Lopetegui could be a great option for the Spurs managerial role and saying he's a first-class manager, but why would he leave Wolves if Spurs offer? How do you respond to this, Jez?
I don't know. To be honest, I haven't even seen the whole Graf Crooks guy. I haven't seen this thing. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Like, I think everybody can get linked to the club because you get paid good money. That's what it is. Good money.
Yes.
Be attractive, regardless of what most of the time happens. Like, there's always a manager of like some sort of prestige, always linked to the club. Like, I mean, look. I mean, the thing is, I think this was more of a suggestion, more of like a what's the word I'm looking for? More of a when you offer somebody as an idea for something.
What do you mean?
Suggestion.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Suggestion. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word. Yeah. I think this one was more like that because I mean, from every club source, that's the first time I even heard of Lopetegui's thing. So it's not even real or anything like that.
Nah, it's Crooks' opinion. It's not an actual
Yeah,
link.
that's what I'm
It's
saying.
just his
It's
opinion
opinion.
on it.
That's why he said awful pundit Gareth Crooks. That's funny, that, because Dan don't even really know me talk like that, so that's jokes.
Yeah,
Must
I
really
mean,
think
I-
this is a
I- bro,
fact.
I-
He's a BBC pundit, I think.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I know who he is. He's black done. You know what I'm saying? He'd be on BBC for years. For years. I just found it funny Dan saying that. That's all. Because he don't normally say like that. What's it called? Dan don't really normally talk like this. That's what it is. So for him to be like, oh, he just really think it's a bad opinion. in regards to Lopetegui. I don't even know what Spurs' plan is, so I don't even know who's a great
I
option
mean,
for
all
them and
plan
who's
is
not.
right now to even all plan is to trying to get a director of football by the end of the season. We don't even have obviously Nagelsmann is top of the list. I mean, apparently, because then the other day I'm seeing all managers been top of the list. So you know what? I'm just waiting for a director of football first and foremost.
Yeah. In regards to it, yeah, because like you said, director of football, don't have a manager. Is Kane staying or going? Is Son staying? Like there's so much up in the air, so I don't even know.
Some staying in.
So
But
Son's therefore staying.
I think the biggest question marks are literally just the who the director of football is, who the
So that's what
manager
I'm saying.
is,
That's
and if
major.
Kane leaves.
So you got your main player, manager, and the director of football. I'm just saying there's so much up in the areas. I can't even
It's
say
hard to call.
what is the plan for Spurs? What is the aim when you have all of that missing? Like, is the
Exactly.
aim at top 4? Is the aim top 6? Is the aim a title chat? Like, what is the aim type of thing? Is it a project? Is it a win now? Like,
that's the issue right
because
now.
we don't know who you lot got, like 100%.
And that's the issue. That's why I'm saying, like, right. That's why right now, I'm just chilling. I'll be honest. Like right now, there's not really. There's not really an expert. Obviously, I mean, I'm just seeing how the season ends. Like, where we even finish. Like, we might not even finish Europe. We might finish Europe. Who knows, innit?
Yeah. Bobby H says, Joshua Wilder, who you got? Wilder. Wilder beats him.
Wilder.
Great bout. Great bout.
Yeah.
Great build up. 110%. You know what I'm saying? Wilder a talker. AJ been talking more recently. Yeah, but Wilder stops him. 100%.
Is it confirmed?
No, it's not confirmed yet. Just talks, not confirmed. But since Bobby, we're trying to put it out into the universe, Victor. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to put that good energy out there.
See that, man.
Yeah. I've been wanting to see this bout for years. 100%. I think it's the most intriguing one in the division, people. So yeah, I think Wilder stops him. 110%. But yeah, Wilder stops him. I'd be very shocked if Joshua wins, without doubt, because I don't see how he evades Wilder for 12 rounds. And once Wilder catches him, it's lights out. It's lights out. And then everyone go and criticize Joshua and say he's no good and blah blah blah. You just got beat by one of the best heavyweights in the division. Like, that's what it is. I knew Joshua beats like 95% of the division. Well, people will talk about him like he's a scrub and he should retire. Absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense. He was just never as good as people made out. That's what it was. And now that he's being beaten by top opposition, all of a sudden he's no good. I'm saying he needs to hang it up. Nah. Joshua's still quality. He's still top 5 in the division. All right, let's not do that. But yeah, hopefully it happens.
I just got him banned on Twitter. Happy days.
Ah, for fuck's sake, you need to ban. What'd you get banned for?
Oh, this morning. I think
Yeah.
it weren't even bad. I called Nunes a donkey on Twitter, innit?
Oh,
And they
okay,
banned me for it, suspended me. It weren't even bad.
I can still see you though.
Huh?
I could still see your account. Like, did you get suspended? Like,
Oh,
what
it's
happened?
suspended for 12 hours. I wasn't allowed to tweet anything.
Yeah, that just means you can't tweet. That's all. But people can still see your account. Follow you.
For the great, bro.
December talk of it with Fury Usyk same night. Yeah, I've seen that, Bobby H. How true that is, I don't know. Like, will that happen? That's a lot of money. But one thing they have out there in the Middle East is big money and big backs. But obviously, I'd love to see that. That'd be great for the sport, 100%. And then the winners fight each other, and then you could get the losers to fight each other as well. That'd be brilliant. I'm saying, like, it would be. You probably get Wilder. It'd be Wilder, Fury, Usyk, Joshua again. So yeah, that'd be number 4, number 3. I suppose they could do that the same night as well, like further down the line, like next year. As much like because Fury Wilder 3 was excellent. It was entertaining. If they make 4,
Imagine the cost of tickets for that.
Oh yeah, ridiculous amount of tickets, 110%. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, I seen Eddie Hearn say that, Bobby. They're talking but not advanced. Let's hope. Well, the money's there anyway, so we'll see if it happens. Hopefully it does. To the panel, what do you think about news of fans will get the chance to hear VAR discussions in the Premier League? Good. So we can see what these fuckers are talking about.
Yeah, that is good.
Yes. That's what it is. I want to know what's going on and how they get to some of the decisions they do. So I'm all for this. And I think
the pundits, commentators can hear it. Like,
and they don't even
so
tell
like
us
when
what they
Gary
said.
Neville's commentating, he can actually hear like what they're saying and stuff else.
Yeah. I think it will help. I think it will help referees because then at least we'll have an understanding of where they're
of what goes on. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I gave a red card because of this, this, and this. Whereas just give a red card and we have no idea why you gave it. And then there'll be a similar challenge the day after. and then that's not given. That's given a yellow card. So I think it will help referees 100%. Warrior J, or it could in certain instances it will help referees. I certainly want to. I have no idea what's handball and what isn't handball anymore. No, Scooby. I really don't.
They need to do shit like in the NFL, fam. Like this is what they're gonna do, fam. Hey, I'm here for it.
And big up I Love United. Big up every single time. Hey, you lot, there's still over 75 of you lot in the building. We're at 44 likes. Girls up to 50 likes, people. Girls up to 50 likes. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is road to 7K here. We will be back live on the Twitch, people, tonight. 3 a.m. UK time for that Golden State Warriors, LA Lakers watch along. But we're still looking for one new subscriber to hit the subscriber mark. We're at 6,419. We're looking for 6,420. That's it. Hit the subscribe button, people. That is all we are asking for. One new subscriber. I know one of you lot who's clearly enjoying the content is new. So just hit the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. And yes, Lukey, well, back to what we was talking about. Rugby, they do that. Yes, they do. Let's see if there's any. Get your final few questions in. We're going to close out in the next 10, 15 minutes, people. Next 10, 15 minutes. Let's see. Hold up. Did I miss anything?
I mean, you want to talk about the Madrid thing, yeah, already?
Yeah, talk about it, fam. Talk about it. Floor's yours. We haven't talked about it in depth, actually. So, yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I'm just thinking now for the second leg. I'm wondering what type of different setup Pep could go with next game. Trying to get Haaland more involved, because I feel like Madrid gonna go through if Haaland can't get involved for City. I really feel like that.
But all they did was just cut the supply off to him really well. That's the thing. Like Haaland is playing.
That's my point though. I think that's my point though. Like I think City can go through if Haaland can play at his best. And I'm not even saying that Haaland needs to be playing like scoring goals or something. But I'm talking about the way you play against Arsenal, for example. Like for me, that's more of a complete performance rather than just a goal scorer performance. So
agreed.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say I think City can go through only if he kind of replicates that type of performance. Or
you know what it is though. I do feel like yesterday he did show still glimpses of what he can actually do. Like he still had a couple of times where he had there was that time early in the second half, didn't he go through with the burst of pace and Alaba got back to block? Like he was still yesterday, you could tell, a massive threat. I just give credit to Madrid's defense for handling him really well. Like Rudiger did a really good job in him. Like I'll be real, I'll just give credit to Madrid, to be fair. But it's going to be harder for them second leg, you know. City will have more of the ball, they're at home. It'll be harder to stop him and City then. But if anyone could do it, it's Madrid, in it. Like I've got Madrid to go through. I've got City to go through just like 2-1. I actually predicted 1-1 yesterday, and City to go through 2-1 next week. But I ain't ruling out Madrid at all. Like, look, it's in the balance this time. But even Benz, like I was saying to Flawless earlier on, I thought Benz was actually quite poor. But like, this credit to City at the end of the day, they handled him really well as well. Like, I thought both teams yesterday were fucking brilliant. I'll be real. Like, I thought it was a great game. Like, both teams, it was different to last year, because last year they produced a really entertaining tie in the two legs, but both defenses were shite last year in those two legs. But yesterday they were outstanding, both defenses. I just thought both teams were really good. And next week, man, it's going to be a great game, man. Legit. Need Madrid to do the job, but it's going to be a great game regardless still. And whoever wins that tie will win the whole thing as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, like that's what it is. I actually the team was the tie was good, sorry. I did enjoy the game 110%. And like Ryan said, obviously we spoke on it earlier off air. And I just give credit to both Manchester City and Real Madrid from defensive standpoints for the jobs they did on the respective number 9s. What they did to what City did to Benzema, and what Haaland and what Real Madrid's defense did to Haaland. And that's why I didn't really have a man of the match, because I thought it was two top quality teams, both just neutralizing each other. They just cancelled each other out, and it was a game of fine margins. And the 2 goals we got were wonder strikes.
Crackers. Yeah, there's not even nothing the defense can do.
But absolutely, just wonder strikes. Like, yeah, you can maybe nitpick, but then sometimes you just have to just give credit and say, you know what, cool. Like, all right, maybe City shouldn't have got caught high up the pitch. Cool. Camavinga's passing to, I can't remember whoever it was, he shouldn't have played that pass, but a lot goes on after he plays that pass. So yeah, but I think the second leg being at
Etihad.
the Etihad, I think it favors Real Madrid.
Really?
It's a smaller type. Yeah, I think it favors Real Madrid 100%.
But you know what? I think with City, you kind of know what unless Pep does his stupid overthinking, you kind of know what he's going to do. But with Madrid, there's a few kind of conundrums because of how he'll bring in Militao, even though obviously he's a top centre. Even though that's what I was thinking because
what
they did so well yesterday.
Does he bring Militao back?
100%.
But does he play him at right back?
I think he would drop Alaba to get Militao inside.
Oh, but do you think he could put?
Okay. Does he play Alaba at left back?
Yeah, and put Camavinga midfield.
Yeah, no, did you not see the leak that he wants to go apparently with the 4-4-2 with in the Etihad with putting Camavinga in midfield? That was the leak today.
All right, so what was the back four in the leak?
No, that's all. Literally, that's all it said. Like
so
a person close to Ancelotti said that he wants to go with a 4-4-2 defensive midfield, put Camavinga in that midfield.
So what it becomes? So let's say hypothetically this is true. So the back four would be what? Carvajal, Alaba, Rudiger, Militao, and then what you'd have Camavinga left midfield.
Valverde, I can see him put him on the right.
Right.
Yeah,
midfield,
he put Valverde right midfield, Camavinga left midfield. Probably have Kroos and
Modric. Yeah.
And then Vinicius and Benzema up top.
I thought Modric was a bit disappointing the other day. To be fair.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I heard as well though, like he was gassed out also.
He'd been injured.
He had the cup final.
I forgot.
So that's it. But the reason why I think it favors them because Real Madrid are under less. Like there was times when, and you would have heard it if you had the volume on. Because obviously I was watching.
Yeah, I
was watching the volume on. Whereas when City were dominating the balls that time, whistles. The Real Madrid fans were unhappy. That's not going to happen at the Etihad. And plus, as a counter attack, you got two of the best players you want.
Yeah.
And a counter attack in the world in Benz and Vinicius Jr. I favor Real Madrid. I think they go through in this time. Even if it's penalties, I think they go through.
Flores, I said to you earlier on with Benz, like he's had two UCL knockout performances in a row that haven't been great. So the away game against Chelsea he didn't play well, and the other day he didn't play well, which makes me think surely he doesn't have three in a row in it. Do you get what I mean? Ben's in UCL knockout. Surely he doesn't have three bad games in a row and he turns up next week.
Here's a report.
The Chelsea when he played with the handbrake on because their man was up.
Oh yeah, Lewis he did, but he still didn't play well. Do you get what I mean?
Like, yeah. They played with they knew they knew they was going.
But I think City being at home is better for City. I can't. Have you seen their home form in champs?
Yeah,
like, it's very
but that's Madrid, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. I think it could go penalties. I do think it could go.
I see extra time.
I see extra time. I'll be real. I see like a 1-1 in normal time, maybe.
The report is this: a person close to Ancelotti stated this coming from Marca, which is a Real Madrid source, so it's pretty reliable when it comes to Real Madrid. So, a person close to Ancelotti has stated that this will be the Italians' game plan at the Etihad. Rodrigo on the bench, Camavinga in midfield, a 4-4-2 defensive formation. So Rodrigo on the bench. So that 100% says Fede right midfield because, and he's gonna play Militao because not as good as he is going like defending. Militao is like build up playing his passing.
You don't think he could play right back?
That diagonal ball to
he's not a right back. He's not right.
The diagonal ball to Vinicius is always cash money from him. Like he's really good at that, Militao. And I think Carvajal did a really good job on Grealish.
He did, but let's be real. He was basically trying to kill him. Like,
yeah, he's making it uncomfortable.
Yeah, but he did his job. He said Grealish had like what 2 cramps. Nah, now you're overdoing it. Like
let's say he gets a booking earlier on, and he's like,
but that's if he didn't get.
Yeah, he didn't though.
I know,
like,
but
he did his job.
Grealish
actually, Grealish got a booking.
Carvajal did well. I'm not even gonna lie. He did a really good
very
job.
Well.
Like, another day it could have gone a bit different in terms
of course,
man. He gets booked
early.
Day,
but we're talking about what happened.
But it didn't though.
Let's not top if buts and maybes. Let's deal with absolutes. Word to James Redmond. Like this is not what we're doing, man. He did a good job on him. That's on Grealish. Do better.
Yeah, no, I agree.
On Grealish. Yeah, go on, Taz.
Hey, man, it's just funny. Ryan Mason plays the 4-4-2 and Ancelotti want to copies now.
Say that again. What did you just say? Say that
No,
again.
Just don't ignore him. Ignore him. Don't.
Ignore him.
No,
Ignore
don't.
him.
Just
no,
chill.
I was
As
just
I was saying,
I was
Jazz,
just saying, bro.
no,
Like,
no.
hey, Ryan Mason
No.
employs the 4-4-2, and not everybody want to play that.
Yeah,
What?
go on.
You know, why
Go
do
on,
you
Taz.
think
Go on, Taz. Carry on. Carry on.
This idiot Jazz, bro.
Carry on.
This disgusts me. As much as I hate Ancelotti,
I'm
but
just,
yeah.
I'm spitting the facts.
Yeah, no one cares, mate. Anyways, as I was saying,
Hey, I can.
yeah, no one cares. Bro, if Modric and Cruz do their job in this midfield that he's talking about with the legs that's going to be around them, I think Real can get it.
Yeah,
Because
same.
like let's be real, there's no atmosphere at the Etihad, so it's not going to be that. And this is fucking Real Madrid. These guys are used to this. Bro, I really think Real Madrid will go through because a smaller ground, like Benz will rise, bro. Like as shit as he was, Benz will rise in the second leg. And bro, if they win it again, bro, oh my god! Because let's be real, whoever's coming out of this tie is winning the champs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
None of the Milan teams are winning it, so it's But on the Carvajal thing, he absolutely locked up Grealish. Like Grealish didn't have a sniff the entire game.
This Carvajal guy,
and
man.
he got under his skin. Like the
Yeah,
City
he
players
did.
were rattled. They were rattled. Like if Madrid had a better final ball, they could have scored a lot of goals. Like Benz had a couple of chances, and he had a couple of chances where he missed, where he his touch was awful in the box.
Yeah, there was one way.
But like if Benz is on it, like 2 or 3 of those are goals. And let's not forget the Diaz clearance.
Yeah, that was a great
Like
clearance.
Vinicius put a great ball through.
Oh, you mean when Rodri played
in the
shot,
first
pass
half?
shot?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a great
When
clearance.
Vinicius
He
intercepted
did well
it,
not
like
scoring
that
a
was
goal.
a tap in at the back post.
Yeah.
Real would have been 2-0 up.
I just think it suits them. Like I say, man, I've said it before. I say again, I can't bet against Real Madrid. I cannot bet against Real Madrid, and that's not because they're Real Madrid. And I'm just looking at the quality they have on the pitch. That's what I'm looking at. I say before, I say again, they have been. What's it called, man? They got you say heritage. I don't say heritage.
I don't say
heritage.
heritage. I say experience.
Yeah, I think it's both. I say it's both.
Yeah, they got,
I don't
they
think
got SGA,
heritage
they had
plays a part.
SGA out there, fam. My God.
Yeah, like, but with Benz, you got the best player on the park. You know what I'm saying? Like, simple as that. And I
Vinny,
can see
I'm
him
saying
turning
it's
it up.
Vinny. I'll be
Yes,
real.
I'm saying I'm not even going to dispute that. But my point is I'm looking at obviously anybody for Real Madrid to step up, but I think they have the players to do.
Now
so.
you know what it is. Last season, Benz was the main guy. This season, Vinny's the main guy. Still,
All right, we're gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? Because
hey man, it's already been like that this season, man. Come on, man.
When they've been under pressure in the champs.
Who?
Hey man, Anfield 2-0 down. Vinny brought them back into it.
So Benz didn't play his part.
After Vinny had gotten back into it.
Who set up Vinny for the first goal?
I think it was Kroos, and Vinny just fired it bottom corner. Second
Benz.
one, Alisson basically kicked it against
It was Benz. It was Benzema.
I need to watch that again.
Wait, it was Benzema for the first. And then
believe
the
it or
second
not,
one
I haven't really watched the highlights to that game a lot since then.
Yeah, surprised. But yeah, it was. That's why you don't remember it was Benz. Let me know in the chat, people.
No, but the harder job was Vinny. Like, come on, man, that goes.
It's not a harder job. You're not going to not give credit to a player in
I'll
the
give
box.
credit to him, but most of that goal is down to Vinny.
Like I said,
what was the third goal?
What was the third goal?
It was that shit free kick that Gomez gave away on Vinny when he didn't need to, and Militao scored the header.
And then the fourth one was off Gomez, right?
Yeah. Because Gomez showed his ass off instead of making a proper.
He was involved in that 3-2. Oh, was it Cruz? I stand corrected. My bad, Warrior.
I told you.
No.
It was
the first goal. The first goal was Benzema.
Goal.
I'm literally watching it right now.
Benzema.
Yeah, Warrior J,
whoever that guy is in the comments. Why,
Warrior
man?
JT trying to DM, man, trying to get. See, that's again Ryan trying to run it like, oh, he's down, like being free.
This Warrior J guy, man, you made me look like a right fool there, man.
Ben's there, like I'm just saying. I'm not saying Ben's was better. I'm just saying I'm not giving Vinicius Jr. the crown when they both played major roles in what they did. Like this is not what we
giving
do.
him the crown.
Of course,
that's my guy.
You
that's
know what I'm saying.
That's my
and
boy,
you go
Vinny.
over the top. Yeah, that's you, Mr. Darwin Nunes Defense League. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck off.
I'm saying that's you. You said that. You said you caught.
Not
you
anymore,
yourself
man.
That.
Get that guy, man.
Switched in less than a season.
Can I actually rant about him? I needed to get this
it.
out of my chest. I'm so sick of the excuses that are getting made for this guy now. They're using the language barrier now. Bro, listen. What
That's
does
a
the
fact.
language barrier have to do with him not being able to score a goal and having the most
No,
missed chances in the league?
no. The missed chances thing, I hear you. That's not a language barrier.
Does he need to know?
that's
Oh,
I agree
finish
with that.
this in
Yeah.
English.
That's not-
Does he need to know how to speak the language to
Okay,
not score
Ryan,
that
we know
chance from
that
Trent's pass?
you don't have to go over the top. We've all in agreement here that him not being able to speak English or speak English well has no bearing on his finishing. That we agree with. You
Yeah, who
don't
we
need to
talking
talk about that.
Nunes.
Darwin Nunes. However, in terms of his overall gameplay and stuff like that,
But his overall game is never good.
Yeah, it can.
The guy
like,
can't control a ball. He can't hold up play. Sometimes his passing's okay, to be
That's
fair.
why there was to say. That's why there was the savior last month, man.
Yeah, that's why.
No, he wasn't. He had a few good weeks of good form,
Yeah,
but apart from that,
yeah. So you can't flip flop and say this.
But then people are like, "Oh, Klopp's not playing him in his right position down the middle as well." Klopp's been playing him in the middle recently. Guess what? He's been even worse. So literally,
can we also consider the fact that it's his first season?
No, I hear it's his first season, but this is where I get into it. People are saying like, "Oh, wait till he cooks next season." Bro, listen. All our other four attackers are better than him. Salah's better than him. Gakpo's better than him. Diaz is better than him. Jota's better than him.
Okay, so he'll be on the bench.
Actually going to get next season?
If that's the case, which I actually do agree with you in terms of that, he won't play too often, so you'll be calm.
Exactly. So how's he going to cook next season?
But then you'll be turned right. You know this, so I don't get why you get upset.
I don't get
It's just the excuses that get made for this ball. Legit, like.
Well, he's not going to play.
One thing I will say on this is, like, people say, "Oh yeah, wait till next season. Yeah, wait till this. Like, wait till this happens."
What evidence is there?
But that's not an excuse for how shit a player is performing at the current moment.
Agreed.
It doesn't justify that. Like, that's where I agree with you.
Yeah.
But
I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
But I don't get what the obvious signs are that he's going to thrive next season. The guy probably won't even play loads.
You know why?
And there's too many red flags.
You know where people are getting it from? Because you said, what? Has he got the most big chances in the league? Missed in the league, yeah?
Missed.
Yeah, missed in the league.
That's second behind Haaland.
Cool, he's got good he's got decent movement. Fair enough in it because he's fast and he's a willing runner, but still, like, he creates chances because he got like the likes of Trent in it, but like
that's it. That's where people are getting their hope from, is the fact that he's got the second biggest. And how true this is, I don't know.
So did Timo Werner. Timo Werner missed a lot of chances.
But that doesn't mean that he can improve though.
Exactly, but and that's why Timo Werner got more of a blind, and it wasn't until second, third season people were like, "Oh, he's not it." But that's where people are getting hope from.
But you know what it is?
He doesn't score goals for you. I've said this for the long. He'll definitely will he score?
Is he going to play enough? Like I don't mind him as a squad. If he wants to be a squad player, like fifth choice, then fine. I have no problem with that, to be honest. But like as a regular star, I know he's not good enough at the end of the day. But like because all those guys are way better than him. But like to be fair, like he's better on the left than down the middle. I've said that for ages now. He's better on the left than down the middle. But people, unfortunately, Klopp seems to think it's the other way around. So I would say Jota's better down the left. Sorry, Jota's better down the middle than on the left, innit? But Nunes is better on the left and down the middle. Klopp's doing it the other way around, the fool. Like, hopefully he sees that, like...
He'll figure that out.
I'm right, innit? Like, literally. Because Nunes actually... Because Jota don't suit the left because Jota doesn't have P&P and doesn't have the technical ability to be able to thrive on the left. At least Nunes has P&P in it. Like, so, like, even though he's technically awful, he's actually got P&P to play on the left and be a threat. So, like, yeah.
Man, she's flawless. I'll catch you later on the Twitch. Big up to you, the panel and the chat. Yeah, man, large up to you every single time, man. Yes, the game later is, Jacob, it is at Golden State Stadium. Yes. Large up to all the members as well. The link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Many great perks, including getting shout outs and shows, how to get on the channel, how your comments and questions on Q&As to take priority. So big up to my guy, Ed, Matthew Dale, who'll be in the chat, LFC for the double another regular, Joseph, Yardman Serginio, Ray Millie, Jamie, United for Life, Shane Malone, Jared, Chris Ryan, Emma K, RJ, Lewis, of course, Play Simple, Victor, Warren, Jesus, a member also, Paul, it's your boy, the legend that is Westbrook is goated, Starlord, Zayo, 44, WKD, give it to Mikey, Nonchalant, Broderick Fail, the Disabled Team, Dan Levitt, Raymond, Alam, Jesus, this list is long. I thought I was the end. J Socials, Strasbourg Steve, Matro, OG Turbo Jesus, who was here earlier, Uncle Jesters, Timo Block, Time to Shine, Sefer and Eddie, 2 regulars, the lovely Sasha as well, Nelly, Scott Page, Neville B, and the guy we all are so glad has left so he can stop whining and complaining, Ryan. So yes, love to everyone who has locked in. Big up to all of you lot. I think that is all the questions as well. Like I said, we'll be live in just over an hour, people. Work don't stop here at Sarcasm City TV headquarters. I'm saying we always working, people. We always working. While you working, we working. Why are you sleeping? We working. So yeah, man. Love as always. Big up to you, Jack. J Fresh Stunner as well. Big up. That's a fire name. J Fresh Stunner, you know. That's cold. But yeah, how many likes are we actually on before we close out? How many likes? All right, we went over 50 likes. Big up to you lot. So yeah, coming up to obviously, like I said, Warriors Lakers game 5. That'll be over on the Twitch. Then we're back here today on the YouTube channel, 4:30 p.m. UK time, people, 4:30 p.m. And I'll be talking all things Manchester United. It's been a while since I've done a Thursday edition of the show because of European football. So I'll probably be discussing De Gea and then what's it called? And then following that, back here at midnight, tomorrow at midnight for the Manchester United Arsenal show. So myself and Cam discussing all things Manchester United, discussing all things Arsenal. All this is on the upcoming live stream schedule anyway. So you know all the shows that are coming up, people. But love to everyone that's locked in. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in and catch you lot on Twitch in just over an hour. Salute.